What's up, guys? Ivan here at CFR Performance. Today we're going to be doing the unboxing of the HGM Automotive CompuShift. So now let's take a look at what's inside the box. We're greeted with the ECU, packaged perfectly. Finished off with a nice red, packaged nice, got some nice weight to it, doesn't feel cheap. One reason why we went this route. Next up, we have the display, which you're gonna have inside of the vehicle, so you can control everything, make sure everything's running how it's supposed to go. We got the next harness, hooks up to the main ECU, runs all the way, connect to the actual transmission. Everything's labeled, make sure you know where everything's supposed to go. Some more harnesses, everything included. And we got the installation guide, so everything can go as smooth as possible. And the last finishing products, so everything can be installed nice and clean. Now we're gonna go more into detail on everything that came in the box. Here we got the harness connector, and then right here at the corner, we can see where you plug in the display. Jumping into the display, we get the display packaged up nicely, no scratches or anything. This is where this connects to this. You can control everything, set this up inside of the vehicle, and again, make sure everything's running how it's supposed to go, no problems at all. Jumping into the harness, you can see how they did a great job at labeling which cable is which, so you could know how everything is supposed to go installed. Everything, every color is all labeled there. Every port has its connector, so you can just plug and play everything as you go. Last thing included in the box is the installation guide, so you have a clean, easy install. And if you do happen to have any more questions, you can contact the HGM Automotive Electronics with all their contact information listed at the bottom of the page. You can see everything you need is included for a clean and easy install. Now let's get ready to install it. Next up, we're gonna start plugging in the harness of the HGM into the transmission. So for step one, we're gonna connect the main transmission plug. Once it is connected, we gotta make sure that the harness is away from any exhaust system, the rotating drive shaft, or any other moving parts of the drivetrain. We got to make sure that we connect the main transmission plug to the corresponding plug on the transmission. And then next up, we can connect the transmission output speed sensor. Next up, we're going to be connecting the toss sensor. We have to make sure that we get the correct toss adapter for the transmission, and then you connect it to the vehicle sensor. And after that, we can get ready to connect the TIS sensor. Next up, we're going to be installing the TIS sensor. If your transmission has a TIS sensor, connect the mating plug on the harness. Note that some GM harnesses fit multiple transmissions, so your loom may have a TIS plug even though your transmission does not have a TIS sensor. On the four-wheel drive vehicles, you would have to connect the transfer case switch to the yellow transmission wiring harness wire labeled transfer case. During the setup, you're going to have to enter the transfer case ratio into the CompuShift app so it will operate correctly in the low range. In this case, since we're not running all-wheel drive, all we did was tuck in the cable to make sure it had a clean setup finish. For installing that part of the harness into the transmission, the last step we have to do is install the rest of the harness into the cab. Now we're going to continue the installation inside of the cab. The sturdy CompuShift housing is water resistant, so you can mount the controller inside the cabin, in the engine compartment, or even under the vehicle. But it has to stay away from exhaust systems and any other sources of heat. When mounting the CompuShift, make sure to mount it somewhere secure and away from heat and moving parts. Coming out of the harness, we've already connected our connectors to the transmission. Now we're going to continue with the rest of the wires. To begin the installation of the harness, everything is labeled accordingly to make the installation a lot smoother. For example, the purple and white is marked speed out, which would be the one that's going to the speedometer. The black wire is marked ground to create a good ground. The red wire is marked plus 12 switch, which is the one that's going to go to a circuit that's powered when your ignition switch is turned to the on position, not the accessory position. Moving forward, we're going to talk about the CAN bus connector. This option is optional. Some cars will not have it, but some will. In this case, we do. What this does, it controls the throttle position, engine speed, manifold pressure, and the manifold temperature, and other information sent it directly from the ECU through the CAN bus. In this case, we're hooking it up to the edelbrock ProFlow kit. It was a direct fit and it was a great, easy install. For the final step of installing the whole HGM shifter, you're going to be needing the CompuShift controller and the shifter receiver. To finish up the paddle shifter wire installation, you're going to need to remove the rear plug cover and cut the plastic tie. Using the supplied pinout chart, find and remove cavity plugs in 46, 47, and 67. You're going to have to install the white common wire into the cavity 46, install the white red upshift wire into the cavity 47, install the white black downshift wire into cavity 67, and then install new plastic tie and replace cover. Then just follow the instructions for paddle shifter installation and you'll be good to go. Moving on to the shifter receiver, this is channel 2 for downshift paddle, channel 1 for upshift paddle, and the receiver. Here you're going to be plugging in the ground and the 12 volt. Here you're going to be plugging in the white common and splicing it into channel 1 for the upshift paddle. And then the white black strip downshift goes here and the white red stripe shift upshift goes here. For the final phase of the installation, we're going to be reviewing the CS display as well as the HGM D9 paddle shifters. To sync up D9 paddle shifters with the receiver, all you have to do is locate the number 1. Once you locate it, you're going to click and hold until the green light turns green. Once it turns green, you're going to go back and you're going to click and hold the upshift paddle until the light fades away. To connect the downshift, you're going to do the same exact thing. Just click and hold number 2. Once the light turns red, you're going to go back to the downshift paddle, click and hold the downshift paddle until the light fades away. Once you're done doing that, you're good to go. Finishing up the installation, we're going to turn the key to ignition to see if the CS display works. We see here all the parameters being displayed. Now to make sure that every gear is being able to go through before the actual car turns on, we can click and hold. And here now we see standard 2. And to go back down to regular automatic, click and hold once, click and hold again. Here we can see the different types of parameters that are being shown. We go for bigger displays. And we're also able to change the shift speed. We get 2 types of adjustments. Adjustment A for pressure adjust as well, and pressure B. You can save either or settings. So if you don't want to have to change it every time, you can save one for a certain time and the other setting for another certain time. Now ready to take it to the test drive. To put it into manual mode, just click and hold. And if you take it out of manual mode, you click and hold until you hear the last click. That'll put you in automatic mode. And you're good to go. Now let's take it for a test drive so we can make sure everything works properly. First test drive of the actual car so we can see if everything shifts smooth and we have no issues going on with the actual shifting. This will be our first run with the automatic. That's first gear. Second. After testing the automatic mode, now we're going to switch up into standard mode. To engage standard mode, you click and hold the downshift. Now we're in standard 1, and to get out of it, you click and hold. Now we're back to automatic. So now let's start driving the standard to make sure that everything shifts smoothly. First gear. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. Electronics for sponsoring us with some great products to finish up our 2019 SEMA build. We're looking forward to putting everything to great use.